Welcome back to the Cal Park Bros podcast. Jason and I are fresh off um, dissecting Dave Chappelle's most recent Netflix special, The Closer. One thing the special actually brought up, which was something I haven't done yet, and I really feel like if we have to revisit this particular segment, is that Chappelle actually recommends going in and checking out the last five specials on Netflix. So I may do that. I may do that when time allows. In this segment, we're going to be talking about this unfortunate trend in America, which is called the TikTok criminal spree. I'm referencing an article, CBS 2 News Chicago, investigative reporter Dana Kozlov. You've probably seen TikTok challenges people have been taking on video this year, and some of them have been downright dangerous. And some of them have involved vandalism and assault. One school-based TikTok challenge is called Devious Licks, and it's encouraging students to vandalize school bathrooms and post their actions. It's resulting in serious damage. One video showed a paper towel dispenser destroyed, a stall door wrecked, a sink lying on the floor, and ceiling tiles missing in a boys' bathroom. There have been several notes where New Trier High School in Winnetka sent a note to families bringing up TikTok and resulting reports of trash bathrooms. High school also informed families that police have been notified and officials will pursue strong disciplinary action if a student is caught. Now, Professor Brian Uzzi of the Northwestern University of Kellogg School of Management said, this is criminal behavior. This vandalism is criminal behavior. Touching another human being is inappropriately is criminal behavior. And he says that TikTok really needs to be more forceful. It needs to shut this down as fast as possible. Uzzi says, it's like trying to get a herd of buffalo to stop because you're telling them, please don't do this, he said. Uzzi said, generally speaking, under U.S. law, no company is allowed to profit from criminal activity in a school or otherwise. But that, of course, raises the question of whether TikTok can ultimately be considered an accomplice. Now, one thing I thought that was interesting about this article, Jason, is that it says that when you actually search for the challenge, a disclaimer pops up saying it is against TikTok's policy. Fam, that sounds like that Call of Duty prompt before they say, hey, man, you about to do some really devious shit, but we going to let you do it. So can you really say that you're operating in good faith if you're allowing people to actually find this shit? Jason, thoughts?
Are they really allowing it, though?
It's on their fucking platform.
That's not what I asked you. Are they really allowing it?
If I can find the shit after I get past the disclaimer, then yeah, they're allowing it.
Okay. But I guess my question should be then, or perhaps this goes back to a topic we talked about last week when it comes to capping this and capping that, because, like you mentioned, So I still put it on the people. I'm not saying TikTok doesn't have some type of hand in this, but I still put it on the people. Yeah, they should be do a better job of blocking this and blocking that, but why do they have to block any of it? You mentioned the trend about destroying bathrooms in schools, which is bad enough, but
and putting hands on people.
Well, I was going to say that the bathroom thing is minor in my opinion.
Oh,
when compared to the other aspect, I would rather kids destroy bathrooms all day long, as opposed to slapping teachers. Which
it's not an either or proposition. They're both fucked up.
I'm just saying though, I'd rather that. I'd rather destroy every bathroom in the school as opposed to slapping one teacher, because it goes back to common sense. I know we're talking about minors in high school or grade school, whatever, but I like to think that parents will have instilled in their children, hey, you probably don't be going around slapping a teacher or any adult figure that works at the school. Number one, it's stupid. Number two, it's criminal. In fact, we found this article, or rather an article, uh, which is comicsans.com, but basically it shows a video of an 18-year-old female who punched a 65-year-old, supposedly quote unquote disabled teacher in the face as part of the Slap a Teacher TikTok challenge. Now, the video is from October the 8th, but supposedly this student, obviously, is going to be facing felony charges because of this. And because they're 18, guess what? Now they're adults. And thus they can be treated like it. So when you watch the video, as I'm watching right now, I sit back and think, what's the point of doing this?
Clout.
To get, yeah, exactly, the clout on social media. Like, excuse my language, folks, but who the hell cares? Like, who are you trying to, you don't even know who you're trying to impress, you know? Obviously, maybe your classmates, actually, there's no one in the classroom when it was getting done. Maybe one person filming it. And that's it. There's no one else in the classroom but the teacher, the student, and the person filming. So you're trying to impress people on social media you don't even know. How stupid is that? And again, now you have a felony charge that's on your record the rest of your entire life. I don't know if this person's a junior or senior, but now you're probably not going to get into any other high school very easily. That's not an alternative school because of this. Depending on the college you try to go to, if that's even an option, that's going to affect you there. Slapping teachers, hey, that might affect your chance of getting into school. You know, so it's just the idiocy. And I know I asked last week when it comes to, you know, what thoughts on when, you know, the fact that social media has so much control over influence in society. You didn't disagree with that thought, but I challenge anybody who would even consider thinking about it, stuff like this, you know. But yeah, that's my initial thoughts of these challenges, because we're on TikTok now. The Cowpart Bros have a TikTok page out there. Folks, definitely follow us, go there. I guarantee you'll not see us doing any sort of challenges like this. I might try to get Terrence to do some type of dance or whatever on there. He doesn't seem like he wants to do that. I'm not going to convince him to do that, but that's going to be probably the worst thing you'll see on our page is Terrence dancing, and trust me, that's pretty bad. But yeah, that's what kind of sparked us to want to talk about this, because we are now part of the TikTok community, the Cowpart Bros. I never thought my face would be a part of TikTok because I thought it was, you know, silly stuff, which it is, but some of it is funny. But stuff like this, yeah, this, I don't want to say it makes me ashamed to be a part of TikTok, but it's definitely lures me to the horrors of what social media can bring. Stuff like this, the stupidity, the ignorance. And it's very sad and unfortunate that anybody, no matter how old you are, would take part in something like that, to assault somebody just for clout on social media. I'm gonna pose the question you always say, Terrence. What the F?
Well, Jason, one thing I'm going to tell you, there is more than enough room to say that, number one, kids have to be held accountable. Parents have to be held accountable. Parents have to be more aware about what they're, they have to be more accountable. Hell, you realize there's probably a shit ton of moms and dads that don't even actually post any shit on TikTok, but they have a TikTok account just to keep an eye on what the fuck their kid is doing. That's a start.
Fair.
Like, you can't just give your kid a phone and then ignore them and then just leave them to the wolves. You know, this is a real issue because number one, imagine trying to replace all this shit in the middle of a pandemic. You're already having supply chain issues left and right. I just can't go to fucking CVS and get a new sink, okay? Somebody has to replace that shit. Somebody has to pay for that shit. With real money. You got a once-in-a-lifetime pandemic, and teachers aides, principals, staff, custodians dealing with this bullshit, got to worry about somebody putting hands on you. That's going to be a fucking problem. I don't want to hear any bullshit about you being a minor if you somehow have violated the most primary of all rules. Keep your hands to yourself. You can't say you don't know because somebody done told your ass before. I'm sorry.
Facts.
But yeah, I see levels of accountability for children. I see levels of accountability for parents. I see levels of accountability for the infrastructure. Holy shit, we've been talking about infrastructure all day, man. Because yeah, just because we have a fucking TikTok account doesn't mean we co-sign everything TikTok does. Hell, we damn sure don't use that methodology for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. There is plenty of room for criticism on the platforms this podcast sits on. Okay? Hell, we let Facebook have it.
That was mostly you.
I had a lot to say. Yeah. And it's interesting that that Professor Brian Usey at Northwestern had mentioned that TikTok needed to be more forceful. And what I was envisioning was more bullshit congressional hearings like they have with Mark Zuckerberg over at Facebook. But I don't even know if that can happen because, Jason, is TikTok even an American-owned company?
It is not. It is a Chinese-based organization, which obviously has gone global. But no, they are based in China.
Yeah. They owned by ByteDance. So there is definitely some complexities there. You got this international brand running shit, having literally its tendrils into the conscience of America. And folks, well, you're gonna have to fight for it, man. Like, talk to your kids. Preemptively talk to your kids. That's the problem. Periodically, we don't have to talk until it's too late. We need to be talking to our children. We need to be talking to these parents of the children that they socialize with. Hell, maybe that's part of the re-socialization effort due to COVID. We're going to have to learn to start using the resources around us. Because we might be facing a lot, but we are not alone. Might feel alone, but a lot of times because we're not taking the initiative to have these conversations.
So, and this is probably more of political reasons, but I know back in I believe it was August of 2020, Trump tried to put some sort of sanctions or bans against TikTok when it comes to it doing business in the U.S. In other words, people here in the U.S. supposedly weren't going to be able to use TikTok. I don't think anything came of that, but that was his attempt. But again, I think they had more political issues beyond just issues with the site itself.
I think that had to do more with the fact that he was he knows that the Chinese connection was going to try and do something for him numbers wise. And so he was just trying to throw shit at a wall.
Exactly.
That man don't give a fuck. So, I'm sorry. But respectfully, that guy was not thinking about shit like this. Sorry.
That's fair. That is very fair. But yeah, they are not part of our society. They are not Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Um, but yeah, it's almost like I was mentioning before, the progression of social media and its platforms. When it comes to social media, is never going away. It's going to be about what's the next social media app that takes over. Because Facebook was a big thing, well, before MySpace, of course. MySpace was always king. But then Facebook
Not the
came in.
time.
Exactly. He's still somewhere with the same picture. But yeah, so in TikTok probably is the big one now. I mean, like I said, we just joined it and seen a lot of success from it so far. So they're the big thing right now. But what's going to be next after TikTok? I'm sure we'll probably be in our 60s talking about, these whippersnappers using their SMIM SMAM or whatever they want to call the next app or whatever. But it's here to stay. But hopefully, what goes away, which I'm sure it never will, I'm sure it'll be generational. Essentially, that the idiocy that goes on there, because hell, we have adults being idiots and morons on social media. So, and probably to some degree us. But so yeah, so I guess it's all about the levels of which people are willing to go. Um, I like to think people would stop beating up teachers. I would like to think kids will stop tearing up bathrooms. Or I guess the one trend that was happening before, people would go into grocery stores and lick ice cream or whatever. So when you mentioned devious licks, I thought that's what you're talking about. But yeah, just stupid stuff like that. And again, licking ice cream apparently in the grocery store is a felony apparently. So there you go. So people are willing to commit felonies for these TikTok trends in order to get clout, get those extra followers, subscribers, whatever. Folks, we want you to subscribe to us and follow us on all social media because you enjoy our content that we put out there. But we're not going to be breaking laws, breaking windows, breaking faces, breaking necks, whatever. We're just going to be breaking eardrums with this good content. So, yeah, it's here to stay. But hopefully, like you said, in some way, it's parental responsibility in a way. But I think that happens before social media. Before they get to the point of being on social media, what you're instilling in their mindsets before they start using that social media. For example, if you're a parent who's not allowing your kid to get on social media until they're 13, okay, what values are you instilling in them before they get to the age of 13? I don't think you have to go to the point of watching your kid what they do on social media as far as getting an account, which I agree is a good idea. But if you don't do that, you may not have to, because you should probably expect your kid to do the right thing. Now, I don't know this one girl, again, from, I believe, Massachusetts, who's beating up the teacher. Again, not that she's the only one, because she's not. But and again, not blaming the parents, because, again, I put most of the responsibility on the kid. Because you can have the worst parent in the world, you still should know better than going around slapping any teacher, be it old, young, quote unquote disabled or not. You should know better that slapping a teacher or whatever is not good for, again, a multitude of reasons. So, yeah, least of all, your concern should be losing followers, not getting enough followers because you don't do it. So yeah, do some good stuff. With all the positive stuff I've seen on TikTok since we've been on it, trust me, that stuff like that is enough to get you followers. You don't need to do the negative BS like this to get followers or to trend. Do some of the good stuff out there. Post a picture of your dog or something. People love that. I do already. So yeah, most of the stuff I liked on there has been dogs and cats and other animals doing cool stuff and sports stuff. So there you go. Do that stuff, kids. Do that.
Yeah. And we don't want to try and, I mean, there is so much content on any social media platform. If you want to find it, you will.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I don't know how people seek these things out because, again, the whole time we've been on there, I haven't seen one trending or one trend at all. I'm not sure if I'm not in that circle. I don't know. But I do. That's a good point. That how do people find these things when it comes to, oh, let me look for the trend out there. Let me do one. Oh, slap a teacher. Let me do that. No, I haven't seen none of that stuff or even how to get to that stuff. So I don't know if it's maybe it's the algorithm. I don't know. the infamous algorithm that we always talk about. But yeah, I
I
haven't seen
also
none of
think maybe it's something it has to do with is that I'm willing to bet if I was more active, I might be more likely to see something like that, given my proximity to the fact that there are children in my household.
it. Fair point.
So
Well, maybe you should start being more active on TikTok, sir.
let's focus on me just being more active on the shit I already agreed to be more active on. So
Yeah, we're gonna work on that later too. So FYI,
yeah.
folks, you're gonna be seeing Terrence's face a lot more because I know you're all tired of seeing mine. So we're gonna start seeing more of Terrence on there, not me. So there
I
you
don't
go.
think they're
FYI.
tired of your face, but they might be tired of you talking.
Okay, then I'll shut up.
Well, I too will batten down the hatches on this third segment. Coming up next, we'll wrap up show 27 on Cal Power Pros.